This is a time to say there is a financial emergency in Detroit. I want to solve it. I want to help you solve it. Let's just work together to put a solution in place to say we can be on that path to being a great place again for Midtown, downtown, the riverfront, and the neighborhoods.
The governor has put the wheels in motion to help get Detroit back on track. And joining us now is former Detroit City Councilwoman Sheila Cockrel and 7 editorial director Chuck Stokes. Thank you both for being here. Now, Sheila, you were on the City Council for so many years.
Yes.
How do you feel now that the governor is calling for an EFM and it's likely it's going to go through?
I think it's a tough day, but it's a day that has been coming. It's been coming for 50 years. In the last 63 years, and 43 of them, Detroit has had a deficit at the end of the year. That's something that is reflective of what's happened in Detroit's economy. It reflects the movement out of the city of factories, jobs, and money, and that takes the tax base, which then makes it hard to run a city.
So this is a move you believe the governor had to make. The mayor and the city council, with all of the charters in place, could not get it done themselves?
Well, there have been various plans. There was a consent agreement. There were some steps taken, but the pace of getting the steps completed and the continued deterioration in the city's finances, in the governor's judgment, said it's time to declare a financial emergency.
Chuck, is this a good move, and can the city begin to heal if this works?
Well, if it works, and there's still question about whether or not there's going to definitely be the EFM, I think eventually that will happen. I think it's just a matter of time. Who is the person or who is the team, and how good of a job they do. Because it's a big city, you've got a lot of problems. You only have 18 months, or you could have more, you could have less, to be able to do it. But you certainly could try to get the city on the right path. You know, we can only look back to what happened with Chrysler and General Motors. You know, we're in the situation in a similar way. Just a couple years ago, everyone was screaming doom and gloom. Look at the auto industry now.
They flipped
it's
around.
Bounced back.
Now,
sometimes you got to take that painful medicine.
So you got to swallow the pain pill first. You heard Andy Dillon mention a name like Alan Mulally. I mean, should we see an EFM like that, or should we see an African American come into the city of Detroit that's 90% black? Does it matter?
I think those things do matter. I think, first of all, it probably needs to be an outsider, someone that does not have strong ties to the city, someone that won't be politically compromised in any sort of way. They come in, they make these very, very difficult decisions, and they don't have to worry about, I've got to live in that city 2 years from now, 3 years from now, therefore I can't make this tough decision. I think if it's someone who's African American, I don't think it absolutely has to be, but I think it probably helps tone down some of the rhetoric that we are hearing out there. Some of the people that are very upset about this, they're calling it a hostile takeover. Some are calling for civil disobedience. Whether or not that happens, I don't know, but you certainly will have people that tout that.
Let me get you both to pause real quick, because we have comments on our Facebook page. Social media, you know, is lighting up over this. Now, one lady says, Kayla Harper says, hope it helps Detroit, despite what a lot of people think about it. It can be a good place again. There are a lot of nice, caring people there. I mean, Sheila, do you think this can bring Detroit back? I mean, what do you say to someone like that? She's obviously not a Detroiter, though.
Well, I mean, I think there's been a lot going on that's great in Detroit for a very long time, and I think on the point you were making earlier, my sense of a lot of ordinary, regular Detroiters, people are tired of being afraid and tired of things not working, and I really think at the end of the day, Detroiters as a community want this fixed, and I don't think the race nor the gender of the person is ultimately the most important factor. There are ably qualified African American people in this country, and Caucasian people and Hispanic people, all kinds of people who could do this job. It's the best fit that the governor can get who will do the job that I think is what's important. But the thing that has to be determined here is getting the job done.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there because we're out of time. Thank you so much, Sheila and Chuck, as always.